Hello and welcome to the S4HANA Cloud Private Edition, Sell and Service Authorization Enablement. My name is Daniele Gondoni from the Partner Solution Center, and I will guide you through this overview session about the different transition options. Let's start by having a look to the learning objectives of this session. After finishing this course, you will be able to present to customers the advantages of moving to S4HANA Cloud Private Edition, explain the benefits of the solution and create a value proposition, estimate the high-level effort for a transition, describe the system conversion process and steps from a high-level perspective, drive the processes required to move an on-premise customer to the SAP Cloud infrastructure. The starting point of this session are the different implementation approaches that are possible and applicable for S4HANA Cloud Private Edition. Starting from the left-hand side, we have system conversion as the first one. This approach is sometimes referred to as brownfield, and it allows a customer to convert their on-premise SAP ERP system into S4HANA Cloud Private Edition directly. This is one of the advantages of Private Edition compared to other S4HANA offerings, and it allows customers to maintain their full existing implementation during the conversion. The second is the system copy approach, and it is relevant for customers that are already using SAP S4HANA on-premise and would like now to move their system to the SAP Cloud. This option offers the possibility to copy the complete system to Private Edition. These first two options are the main focus and part of the reason why SAP introduced the Private Edition, but we also have other possible approaches. The third option is a possible alternative, and it focuses on customers that would like to start with a new implementation or greenfield approach. They can be either existing SAP customers that would like to re-implement or net new customers that need to start from scratch. The last option is about the selective data transition scenario, which is part of the overall transition options to S4HANA. This scenario includes multiple use cases, like, for example, the merge of multiple systems, being SAP and non-SAP, or the partial and selective migration of existing systems to S4HANA. The scenario is also normally quite heterogeneous in terms of methodologies and tools used, and this is the reason why it requires additional evaluations to determine if it is possible in this context. Now, let's focus only on the transition scenario that are the main objective of this session. In the picture, you can see that the starting point can either be customers on SAP ERP or already on S4HANA using the on-premise edition. For customers running S4HANA, we can offer the system copy approach that I mentioned before and bring the full system into the private cloud. For SAP ERP customers, we can use the system conversion approach that allows a direct conversion to the private cloud. We will now have a look into the details of these options by starting from the system conversion. This transition scenario offers a complete conversion of SAP ERP systems into S4HANA, and it is complemented by tools, guides, and support coming from SAP. A customer should go for this option if they want to bring their complete business processes and data to S4HANA. To mitigate the overall risk of a big bang approach that a conversion would require, the project can be tailored to a technical conversion minimizing potential issues. Additional innovations can then be made available and consumed at a later point in time. The process is standardized by SAP and supported with guides and with tool sets that include the software update manager, including the database migration option that will take care of the technical phases of the conversion. The move to SAP Cloud is made possible by an option called System Move, which is part of the previously mentioned software update manager and allows customers to move their systems to different locations during the downtime phases of the procedure. A conversion consists of different steps, and the first important thing to distinguish for our purposes is if the activities are performed in the source system, that is the customer current environment, or the target system, that is the private cloud. The preparation phase starts with a first activity called system requirements, and this particular one requires an alignment between you as a partner and the SAP Cloud Operations team in charge of S4HANA Cloud Private Edition to align on the target system requirements and setup for a specific customer conversion. With this alignment, you will make sure that everything is ready in the private cloud to host the converted customer system. The remaining steps, part of the preparation phase, can be executed in the source customer system and do not have dependencies with the target. Switching now to the realization phase, we have the technical steps of the conversion performed by the Software Update Manager tool. This step is organized with a sequence of uptime and then downtime activities. Right at the beginning of the downtime part, the execution will require a switch to the target environment in the private cloud, where the Software Update Manager tool will continue to run. The execution of the Software Update Manager in the target system, as well as in the source system, require direct access to the operating system layer, and this will have to be organized together with the SAP Cloud Operations team that is in charge of the target landscape in the private cloud. After the technical conversion executed by the Software Update Manager tool, there are several post activities from the cross or application-specific area that are executed in the target system running in the private cloud and only require access to the SAP application layer via the SAP GUI, so they can be performed by you as a partner with no additional or special level of access. Now let's talk about the other scenario that we have previously seen called system copy. This allows an existing S4HANA customer to migrate their systems to a private cloud and leverage the SAP Cloud services and infrastructure, as well as the subscription pricing model. To perform this migration, you will use the well-established system copy procedure, which can be performed using the Software Provisioning Manager tool from SAP. Given the specific context of this copy and the migration required in between, you will use the backup and restore method that requires a full backup of the HANA database in the source customer system and the restore of the same backup into the S4HANA Private Cloud Edition after the transfer of the backup files into the SAP Cloud. Before coming to the conclusions, I would like to remind you that all the information about roles and responsibilities for the Private Cloud Edition can be found in the related documents, and this is covered in a different session of this authorization enablement. The red section here in the slide of this comparison with the S4HANA Cloud Extended Edition highlights the main difference regarding the possibility to also perform a brownfield implementation with the conversion scenario I previously described. At this point, I would like to summarize the previous information with some delivery considerations that are important for you in order to plan and organize your customer projects. The first point highlights that as a partner, you will still be able to drive and manage the project for a customer moving to S4HANA Cloud Private Edition, taking the main responsibilities. It's important to note that no dedicated connection will be provided to you as a partner into the private cloud, but SAP will instead assume that you leverage the customer's existing connection. During this migration or conversion projects, we have included a temporary migration server where you can have full access, and this will be used to perform all the relevant activities on the technical side. Our cloud operations team will then take care of the last step by switching from this temporary server to the final one. In case the customer's landscape includes non-ECC or non-S4HANA components, for example based on SAP ASE, then the cloud operations team will perform OS and database level actions for these components on your behalf through migration-assisted services, since direct operating system and database level access could not be directly granted to you. The same team from SAP is available to support you during the whole project in case of issues concerning the cloud environments. In addition to this mandatory training for transition services you are now attending, be it for sell or service authorization or the overview or detail, we have a recommended one to go even deeper. The course is called 10 Steps to S4 for Private Cloud Edition, and it is a Delta training based on the basic version of this very popular hands-on training. By participating, you can try to execute a complete conversion to private cloud with a hands-on approach. This can be booked using the Partner Benefits Catalog, where you can already find all upcoming sessions. This now concludes the session. I hope the previous content clarified the different options available for a transition to S4HANA Cloud Private Edition and your role as a partner in these projects. Thanks for attending the session, and bye-bye.